A journal question from 6.3 here, dealing with our similar polygons. You can tell I have two triangles here. They look the same shape, but they're obviously not the same size. And quick reminder, that's because there's congruent angles, but proportional sides. So they tell me they're similar, and it says find the scale factor. We find the scale factor, one way is by looking for the sides and finding a ratio of the sides. Okay, and if you remember, a ratio is a fraction. I always like to keep some kind of order so I know. So I might decide to go, I'm going left and right here. So I'm going to make a ratio of numbers from left to right. So what I need to do is I need to find a side on the left side that has a number, and also a side on the right side that has a number in the same position so that they correspond together. So I notice here that I have a 4 and a 6 that correspond on that slanted side towards the right. So on the left it's 4 and on the right it's 6. This is my initial ratio, but as any ratio we write, we have to make sure it's reduced to lowest terms. So I'm going to divide both top and bottom by 2, and I get 2 to 3. That's in lowest terms, so that is my scale factor, also known as my side ratio. Now, I'm going to go to the right here and find the ratio of the perimeters. If you remember in our margin notes, we wrote in our margin notes that the side ratio is exactly equal to the perimeter ratio. And if they're equal, they're exactly the same numbers. So since we already found the side ratio, where scale factor is 2 to 3, the ratio of the perimeters is also 2 to 3. I'm going to go down now and find the ratio of the areas. In our margin, again, we wrote side ratio. And this time we said side ratio squared equals the area ratio. And so what we need to do to find the ratio of the areas is we take our 2 over 3 and we're going to square it. Now, that square goes to both. So 2 gets squared and 3 gets squared. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, and that's my area ratio. Just a quick note, if your original ratio was reduced, when you square it, it'll still be reduced. There won't be any way to reduce that again. So 4 over 9 is reduced. All right, one more part of this, we need to find the value of x. Once again, I'm going to use my organization tools of left to right. When I go to find my values of x, I can use this original scale factor from left to right of 2 to 3 that we found. And now I look to see where my x is. I notice my x is over here on the left, so that means I need to put that value or that term up there, that x plus 1, on the left. And what goes with it on the right is the 3. So there's my proportion solving, multiply those extremes together. 2 times 3 is 6. When I multiply my means, I have 3, and it has to go to that entire term or both of those. So put a parenthesis around them. We're going to distribute. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract my 3, and I get 3 equals 3x. And I divide by 3, and my x is going to equal 1.